now.
The beat is
and
messing
I'm
me
talking
up.
about today. I listen to world this yours. And I'm like, this ain't talking like this. So whoever you think is the best, they not making the world is yours. They're not making If I Rule the World. They're not making Juicy. They're not making Warner. They're not making Sky's the Limit. They're not doing it. They're not making Can't Act the Hustle. They're not making The Evil. They're not making Pop. They're not making it. No disrespect. I'm a rapper. I'm not making it.
These biting my style, I hope they got dental plans. So get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dough. Get that pure dough. Go get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dough.
It's me, handsome. Back with another episode of Verse with Verse. Got my brothers in the building, Big U, James Rich, and our special guest of the evening, Veto Corli, is here.
Yeah, man, I'm here.
He's in the building. Listen, man, I want to start first. Tell the people who you are, what you do. You know what I mean? What your life like?
I'm Veto Corli, and I'm currently a superhero by day and rapper at night. Jeez.
Right. Gangster. And right now, there's a lot going on in the rap industry, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
First, must ask, are you a fan of Drake?
He got slaps. If you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have been like, yeah, I'm a big fan. He's in my top 5.
I like
but
that.
Been swayed. He's forced my hand.
And what about Kendrick, K-Dot, Boogeyman?
I think he's the best rapper alive right now.
Damn, even better than Hove?
Yeah, he's not even Boogeyman anymore. That nigga's like Static Shock at this point.
I think Kendrick Lamar is Anunnaki, bro. I don't think he's regular.
He's not regular,
He's
bro.
not a regular person.
So Drake is suing UMG because he believes they pumped up the numbers for Not Like Us to give Kendrick this bigger W than it was gonna be, I guess. Is that what's going on? Is that what you heard, Seth?
I heard that he's petitioning to sue.
Oh, okay, petitioning, right? He's not suing.
The suit
yet.
is not official yet, but he's petitioning to sue his parent label, saying that they gave the booster seat to Kendrick in the battle, and that's why Not Like Us is going off the way that it's going. Whatever.
And that, they shouldn't allowed it to be so big because of the inflammatory accusations in the Kendrick dish.
That P word.
Yeah.
Can we say that, or they take away from
pedo?
Nah,
you
you can't take that.
You can't say
Can you
that?
say pedo?
Nope. Maybe.
Like pedal.
No, they be saying PDF file.
Yeah.
PDF files.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Can't say
Drake
that.
is accused of having them PDF files.
Yes.
Oh man.
Right.
So do y'all think that it mattered if they did boost this up? Do y'all think, is there any, because what I heard was they said like people are asking to hear Drake songs and they're playing Kendrick songs. Like this is the type of influence. They was putting money behind that. People are saying like, Alexa, play Drake, and then they'll play Not Like Us.
That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
So
Come on, son.
But look, I seen it. It did happen. It was happening. But it wasn't that they were saying Drake. They might say to play his album, like play Loverboy, which is a part of the song, and Not Like Us. He's certified Loverboy, certified PDF file.
It also depends on what platform you're talking about. If this is like Pandora, that doesn't play straight albums. Like if you say Alexa play, if you don't have Amazon Music,
they have stations.
It's going to play
stations.
something similar.
So they'll play something that's in the algorithm. Yep. So for example, I would never forget this. When Like That came out, I was bumping Like That all the time. But I would put Like That on. The next song would normally be a Drake song. Right. Just because people know if you listen to that, you're probably listening to both of them.
So are you saying that they may have been boosting up his songs?
No, I think it's the algorithm. I don't think. And let me not say it's not getting boosted. I'm sure it probably did get boosted. That's the business. That's another.
But
I don't know if we're having that conversation
since
yet.
the beginning of time in rap battle,
should.
whoever wins the battle usually goes on to have the bigger year and gets the most attention. It's
Right.
natural.
Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
If the people are choosing this, the law of supply and demand, if people are demanding this person, Why not?
But I think what he's saying is they weren't really choosing him. They just made the numbers look like that. But see, that's why the argument doesn't make sense because he's saying and payola. So the radio, and it's making people. But that's how the music industry works.
Man, he
it's called
lost,
marketing.
Man. We ain't gonna sugarcoat this.
When that song comes on, the reaction from the people doesn't look like payola.
Right.
Whatever it is that he's trying to.
Right.
And so we spoke about something in the car on the way here. If Drake wins this battle, do you think he sues these people?
It doesn't exist.
No, you need me to answer. No, no one thinks that.
Right?
No one thinks that except for Maul.
Because they're saying like this is something that's been going on. Like he's been building up for 10 years. This is something he's been beefing, and I'm just like
he's playing a business. All right, the one thing I don't want to make it all about Maul, but I did watch Maul on Earn Your Leisure. The one thing that could make sense is Drake is a businessman. He understands his contract is ending. He needs to prep for whatever his next deal's gonna be. So in his mind, does he feel like the label is trying to find a way to lower the deal? Maybe. That's normal business though. That wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary. It's like you want this amount, I don't want to give you that amount. Right?
I don't think that if you were prepping for this, you shouldn't have took a battle.
Right. Ooh, that's
and especially not with the boogeyman.
Yeah, that's not a smart battle to take.
Yeah.
It's like you a boxer and you're trying to get the prize
Right,
fight,
right.
and you take Mike Tyson.
Yeah, exactly. Don't fight somebody.
Yo, let me go fight Mike right now.
Right,
but I'm
right.
really supposed to go for this prize fight. Like that wasn't a smart
So I'm glad
business decision. Businessman.
I'm glad you said that because that goes into the narrative that he's this smart boss man. That's not a smart move.
No, that wasn't
so
very
now
smart.
you can't even use that because you're making a bunch of moves that are not smart. Yeah, that's crazy.
because we said Drake was going to fire back. J. Cole was the one we said shouldn't have responded when Kendrick said his thing. You know what I mean?
No, we were saying that Cole had to because of all the shit he's been saying in his raps.
Okay, that's
He's
what
the
it
best.
was.
He's the best. He's the
Yeah,
best.
Cole
I
had
felt
Drake
like
didn't really have
he's the
to.
one that wanted this.
Yeah. Drake didn't really have to do
Until it
anything.
happened, and then you realize you didn't really want
Yeah,
it.
Drake didn't have to. You're right.
Drake got
You're right.
arrogant.
Cole had to.
His music shows that he's arrogant. I mean,
Right.
honest. Like I said, I've never been anti-Drake until, I don't want to say I was anti this, but I started looking at him weird. I said it on this show after the album, I think with 21 Savage, because I said, bro, you too smart, you too rich, you too old. I don't mean not old and like you're too old to talk, but like you're too aware, you're too wise to be rapping about this still. Knowing where we're at in the world, knowing your influence, and I'm giving you props, your ability. You have the ability to really write. You can write some dope, moving things, and you still choosing to do this.
He's just doing slaps.
So that's when I started feeling like, bro, you're not good for the culture no more.
But that's what 3 days before the battle I said that. I said, yo, y'all don't find this weird? The content of Drake and J. Cole music was ridiculous at that point. They were rapping like they were mob bosses.
right.
I'm like, yo, what happened to these good college kids who
Right.
were in touch with their emotional side?
Right.
Y'all turned into gangsters.
Right.
And I said, the boogeyman is going to get you.
Yeah.
Because he comes from a place where there's nothing but gangsters. And he understands that y'all are not gangsters.
Right.
And he's offended.
And I was gonna say, he's not taking kindly to y'all teaming up, and because he's an Anunnaki, he sees the long-term plan that Drake was trying to do. I don't know if I said this on this show. What I feel Drake was doing was Drake has realized he had at this point, I'm never gonna get the culture. Nobody's ever gonna give me that spot, right? But they are starting to respect this other guy named Cole. He's starting to say he's the best, he's the greatest, he's having this crazy
Feature
year.
killer.
So if I align myself with him and we're together, now they got it for and I kind of little bro Cole. He has mad lines. Feel like he's always little bro and Cole. You know what I'm saying? And let's just throw it out there. They both mulatto,
They're both white men. Mhm.
right? Taking over the industry. Kendrick sat back and said, "You're not about to do this to my culture. Not gonna do this to me and my people. I'm not gonna let y'all two
Not today.
mulattoes who are not being honest about y'all lives and y'all raps destroy my. Cause that would have been, if you really think about it, not on no doomsday shit. It might have been a place of no return if that happened.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
nobody's gonna
Yes.
say Drake is not hot or Cole's not hot. The real ones would have understood the underlining like feeling that's happening, but the world would have been like, no, they the illest. Kendrick said, nah, not on my watch, bro.
Yeah, it's like Kendrick almost he struck at the right
saved
moment,
us.
bro. The
Saved
right
us.
moment. I think we was talking about it like everything that's been happening. It's almost like Drake was kind of preparing to do stuff. Kendrick was preparing to do stuff.
Cole was, everybody.
You're right.
They was
Everybody was
positioning.
Yeah.
But they were antagonizing him the whole time.
Yeah.
Because of his background. He's very powerful.
Right,
He's at the Grammys with them. He's winning Pulitzer Prizes and stuff like that. That was bothering them.
They knew that he was still lurking in the shadows somewhere.
But I just told him this. Secretly, Kendrick's always been the bigger artist.
Oh, yeah.
Not to the billboards and all of that stuff.
But to
inside of
else.
the culture that they care about, they knew he was the most respected out of the big three.
Yeah, I mean, and the awards show it. He has more awards than all of them.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You let the numbers get fluffed, and it looks like certain people are the bigger artists. But if I only got to come around once every 5 years, and then I rack up the Grammys and win a bunch of awards, and
Who's really the
people
one?
just praise me, and I have perfect 10 out of 10 albums, and then I could just go back living my regular life.
And then the nigga that has all of the fluffed up numbers complains that
About
niggas' numbers are getting
numbers.
fucked up.
Yeah,
That
Bill
shit
said
is
it best. Like,
crazy.
when Back to Back came out, I just had to hold it down. Like,
That's crazy.
y'all played that record all day, and there was a lot of offensive things said on that record. PDF kind of light. When you think about what he was saying.
PDF kind of light.
Broke up my relationship. Like, you ruined my life with that record.
That's a fact. Shit was tough for Meek after that, bro.
Bro, he was the worst person in the world in hip hop after Back to Back, bro.
Yeah, he did Meek greasy.
You getting bodied by a singing nigga.
Is that a world tour? Your girls,
tour,
like
that
he
was
said some
harsh.
crazy yo.
And so it's like if the numbers been getting like, this.
Well, let's not say if. Come on, we all know this. This is regular marketing.
We
At this
have
point.
to speak honestly here.
Yeah, listen, there's niggas
To people.
All right.
This
Same
guy-
thing like when we did the OnlyFans shit.
Right.
And we talking about they
Yeah, like let's selling ass. There's niggas.
All right.
There's niggas on YouTube.
They
you
doing
go
corn.
You go on YouTube right now,
stars.
and there's dudes that are
Prostitution.
millionaires from bot farms, streaming farms.
Yes.
Like this is the thing. This is not like no one knows about it.
Right.
Oh, come on. So if an independent artist that's a nobody is doing that, you don't think the label that run the industry is doing it? It doesn't even make sense.
They said, "Oh, Not Like Us is the one that's really hitting."
So
Put some money
yeah,
behind that.
let's put the money behind
Put some
that.
money behind
Come
it.
on.
That's
Makes
what.
sense.
It won. Because the other part of the marketing, it has to have a foundation, though. You can't just pump something up that the people don't want.
Right.
It's
right.
going to die out at some point. That shit still ain't die. And it's back in the top 10 now.
Oh my God, what's wrong with this guy?
It's crazy.
K. Dot the Boogeyman. So let's talk to you real quick, Vito. You spoke on Cole and Drake and the way they're rapping. Is it not believable? Let's say.
It's not believable at all because they're talking about murder and violence. It went from levels. It started off gradually with, if a rapper ever says anything to me, I'm gonna end his career. To forget about rap, we wiping noses and I'm carrying guns. And I said, this is when it's getting out of control.
Out of control.
Yeah.
And
It's like when Gus became king of the playground at recess, like and King Bob had to come back and take him off the throne. Like he's getting out of hand.
That's a fact. But so is believability something that matters in hip hop?
No, it never has because this is not even Drake's fault. I told you that. My theory is this is not Drake's fault. It's Drake's predecessor.
Who's that?
Lil Wayne. He's the biggest
Oh,
liar.
yeah.
He's the biggest
spoke
liar.
about
He's
that.
Little Romeo. He's
Yeah.
Little Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Signed at 12 years old. He never did anything. And we just let him come on tracks and say, 4-4
Killing
Bulldog, my motherfucking pet. And we be like, oh, I pointed at you. Come on,
Not
that's where
me.
he comes. That's where he comes
I love
from.
him, but that's why
I love him to
could
death.
never
He's
put
one
him
of the
on-
best. He's
on
one of the
those
best
pedestals.
rappers we
Yeah.
have in hip hop. But if we're gonna talk about validity, bro, get out of here, bro.
So Lil Wayne had no gangster in him.
How could he? He was with Birdman
He said
since
he was
12.
he went off to the fifth ward with Turk. He wasn't supposed to be there. They was going out
I mean,
together.
I'm sure he doesn't. All black people from the hood know the hood, but that don't mean that's who you are doing these things. You know what I'm saying? He's very descriptive because he's a great with that pen. He just gave you one of the great lines.
Every bar is guns. Every bar is violence. Every bar is
he doesn't really
gangbanging.
give you much of anything else, to be honest. He doesn't really give you a lot of like
That's a fact.
gems and shit like that.
No,
That's
he
not what he
doesn't give
does.
you anything.
That's not
Gun
his
Yeah.
thing.
balls. It gives you gun balls.
That's what he does.
But that's what
It's Tay
that's
Rock.
came out of
Salacious
Drake came.
language.
Yeah, Drake came out of that camp. So
Right.
Drake's like, it's fine.
It's fine.
I've seen Lil Wayne do it a million times. Just do it.
You seen the interview where Wayne was saying he wanted Drake to be Drake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake decided to still try to be
Because
Wayne.
why would I do that when you're doing it? You lying too.
Or
Why would I listen to you?
He said, "You're not even being Wayne."
right,
Exactly.
right. You're not being Wayne. Why should I be me? Or you know, I like that music. You should use that music every time I'm about to talk. Or what if this is a plan, and the powers that be needed Drake to perpetuate what they've always wanted hip hop music to perpetuate? Because as I said in my other kind of viral clip, hip hop wasn't always just this. And somehow we got away from some of the illest artists to right into gangster rap, and we haven't looked back since. We haven't looked back since the 90s and the late 90s when it really got really gangster.
But I don't think that gangster rap was ever gangster rap.
No, that's what
The
I'm just
powers
saying.
that be turned that
That's what I'm
genre
saying.
into gangster rap.
Yeah, they took it
DMX
further.
is not a gangster rapper.
Nope,
he
not
has
at all.
gangster raps,
Right.
but he'll quickly on another song let you know
give you gems.
this
Yeah.
is trauma that I'm speaking on. I'm not speaking on this in a bragging way.
Right.
We're not out here wiping noses for fun. Like
Right, and
there's
drilling
some
and all
substance.
that.
That's what I was going to
There's
say.
some
Do you
substance,
see where they
yeah.
get
That's
to? They
it.
went
Yeah.
from there to drill,
To
where
Chicago,
niggas just like,
yeah.
I killed
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
So I just mean
Killed
like
them
they,
just 10 minutes ago. I
just
killed
killed
them.
him. He killed
Right.
him. We killed them.
By the
and they
time this
killed
song
him.
drop, you gonna find out about it.
and then Drake pulling all those guys in. He's doing records with them. He's not only is he staying in tune, he's bigging them up too. He's making sure that these guys stay at the top. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just throwing it out there. I don't. We were talking about this in the call. I don't believe in coincidences, and especially knowing that Drake is the smart man he is, the bright dude. Like I admire Drake. I think he's a very smart dude. There's no way that he thinks this is what he should be rapping about.
Yeah.
There's no way that he
Absolutely.
believes that this is. Remember, he was on my top 8. I watched Drake. Hell yeah, all right, with the Jews in the party. Like this is not even him. Like I don't.
Things
I
get
was
out
talking
of
about
power.
Maul
Things
at
get
that
things get out of control, bro.
I think Drake is just, he's a part of the industry. And
Yeah, he
He
is.
told that nigga
They-
to put the kid on.
Yeah,
Here's your kid. Put it on.
yeah.
Put your cornrows and your gold chains.
We need you to play this part because you're about to become the face. That's why they invested think about. I don't know if we're gonna get here yet, but the contract that he has is a super 360. That all it really says is we own you.
Yeah.
Why-
Totally.
We give you the most money so that we can now utilize you however we see fit. Which means, and if I was running the industry and I owned the biggest asset, I'm gonna put him right at the top and make him represent whatever I want
But
this
they
to represent.
weren't smart because whoever's behind Drake should have analyzed his wins. Because if I was there and I'd be like, all right, you beat Meek Mill, but you said some things that if another rapper came around, you wouldn't have won that one. And then even as further, be like, all right, you didn't win with Pusha T, you outsonged him. So if somebody comes along that knows how to make songs, you're not going to see the end of the day like kid. I would have been like, let's draw back.
But he was
We need a
arrogant.
different-
I was gonna say
we
that.
needed, that's what
I
I'm saying.
bet you he had people that said that, and he was like, "I'm
Facts.
Drizzy."
Yeah.
For example.
You got it.
And you know how that's a fact?
I'm
when he
Drizzy.
brings up his contract shit with Kendrick, like his contract is something cool. Just because you got 600, 500 million, whatever it was, you are a puppet. That's
This
not
was-
cool to
this
say.
was never about money.
But that's arrogance. He thinks because he's the highest paid that I'm me. I can no.
You were talking.
You're confused.
Y'all were on two different missions.
Yes,
You were
yes.
talking about somebody that hated what you stood for,
yeah.
in the culture versus you thinking that because you have money and you're
Yeah.
more famous that was going to override. No. This was a
Arrogance.
different mission. This was a
There's
mission.
no way he thought that battling Kendrick made sense it only because he was drinking his own Kool-Aid.
Drake.
The whole world is telling me I'm the GOAT.
Drake.
The blacks know why they strangle me a GOAT.
I think he pissed some powerful people off, and Kendrick was always trying to do this. And that person he pissed off said, "All right, Kendrick, now you can get him because we don't fuck with him like that. Now you can get him."
And I don't know if we want to go here yet,
Tell me
but
about
this is where I feel like there's probably part of it is that contract stuff. If you watch Drake, he thinks he's bigger than the program.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, bro, he's this guy. He's doing way too much. Hey, and we don't really want to re him up. So go ahead, get him. Like you said,
Get rid of him.
All right, go ahead.
And the most important factor is that this music genre comes from the street. So you already
like
don't have the streets.
It's spiritual.
Everybody knows secretly in the hood, street niggas really don't fuck with Drake. Niggas just fuck with him because he got slaps.
Right.
So if somebody comes along and can discredit him and do it well, automatically swayed us. Because you're already under the mic. You already been under investigation.
Niggas ain't peeing on no niggas that they respect.
Exactly. Exactly.
Allegedly.
And
Allegedly.
nobody believed in Chubbs. We didn't think Chubbs was a gangster. You forced him on us. Every time you mentioned Chubbs in a rap, it was like, niggas would beat Chubbs.
I never even knew Chubbs was, but I went on.
Let's see if Chubbs really crashed something.
Chubbs really crashed something.
Nobody respected that. Like, it was all fraudulent work, bro.
Nah, that's a fact.
I'm not
Baka
gonna lie.
got a
I'm
weird
happy.
case. Why is he around?
Yeah.
So do you think that J. Cole getting out of this also might have something to do with all of this? Because you know they spoke on it, like when Kendrick dropped it and J. Cole came with his diss, it was like, do you think people explain like this is about to get deeper than what you need to be in, Cole? So I suggest you backpedal.
I have thoughts, but I'm gonna let somebody else speak first.
What you think, Seth?
Because we spoke about it on the show kind of already.
Right, because you know when you think about it and you see everything that's happening, it's like Cole clearly made the best decision he could have made by
I don't think that. Sorry.
by redacting his diss record.
Why, if he ain't want to be a part of it, he should have just not made no diss record. He redacted his diss record, and now he just came out with a song like, I guess, like paraphrasing his decision and why it was so good.
I didn't hear that, yeah.
I didn't want to lose.
That's what he did?
What is this shit? What is that song
I know what
called?
you're talking about.
Whatever this new shit
He said,
came-
my man said to me, a gun is still a loaded gun.
Like, nigga, get out of here. Get your ass
This
out
got
of
me
here, nigga.
more mad. I didn't know he did that.
Get your ass out
So
of
this is
here.
what I was gonna say.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
There's no way he made the right decision. In no sense. We talked about it on this show. You don't start a fight unless you really
Nigga
think
threw
you
a
can.
rock and hit his hands.
Yeah, like you think you could do this, then you realize, nah. And you remember who you're battling. Like, I thought I could. He dropped that diss record. It wasn't it.
It did nothing.
It's the same thing.
Niggas
If
didn't want to put
you
no
can't-
bots behind it.
You can't exactly.
It
You
did
can't
nothing.
drop the record, see that it don't hit, and then be like, I didn't really want to do it. If the shit hit, he would have been all over that shit. You think it would have hit, and he would have been like, no, I shouldn't have did
I'm
that.
trying to give you who J. Cole is to me. Like, all right, J. Cole's like Vince Carter to me. Like, he's mad nice, but he's not threatening. Like, he's not he's not no Kobe. He's not
Nah,
Gilbert.
definitely not
He's
that.
not like a killer to me. So it'd be like,
Savage.
oh, you got that verse was hard. You be going crazy, but it's like you're not on that list.
And
with
it's
me. You
crazy.
can't defend yourself
Because
against
they
the crazy
talk about
people.
Vince like, you know, he's half man, half amazing. Like he's one
talent
of
wise.
Yeah.
He's mad nice. Don't ever get
Right.
twisted.
Talent-wise, yeah.
I don't want to disrespect Vince Carter like
But
that.
if we're gonna talk Kobe,
The
we're gonna
niggas that-
talk the
I'm
killers.
trying to think
it's
of
like-
somebody who was saying this. It was an NBA
Somebody was
Somebody
talking
said
about it. I
that?
think
that was like, yeah, Vince Carter was whatever they was saying, but I
think it was
it's in
Gil.
that
it was
vein.
on Gil and them. They was
might-
talking
might
about
my
have
it.
been.
issue with that though
Super
is
talented. And I fuck with Vince
I
Carter.
Go here.
But
I
it's
wanna go
Cole.
here.
I'm not disrespecting him.
Yeah.
Vince Carter is crazy and
Exactly.
Cole is crazy, but it's like
No, go ahead. Bitch.
No, you go ahead.
It's on you. It's on you.
Cause you was the first person to put me on.
To what?
To what's Cole? To who Cole actually is. Cole is not. Nah, that's what I'm saying. Cole is not the truth. I'm being honest. I'm not saying he can't. What we just said about Wayne, rap his ass off. Cole can rap his ass off. Rap is spiritual. Rap is deeper than putting. It's not just those words.
Right.
Cole is not. Cole is confusing who he is, which is why he made a decision that wasn't himself, because he tried to do something in the rap world, because he's been rapping about it for
He been
a
talking
year and
crazy.
a half. I'm this, I'm the best. He
Maybe
wrapped
I am
himself.
that.
He
He's like,
he
I
wrapped
think I
himself
am.
into believing he's the lie
He
he's
said,
been rapping.
"Whoa, wait a minute."
And now he did what the guy that he's been rapping would have done, and then realized I'm standing in front of a guy who's really that. And I know him. He's my friend. I know a little bit about that man. And damn, I'm
shouldn't have
bugging.
said this
I
stuff
shouldn't
at
have
all.
said this. So, not to I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible. Cole is
There's no nice this conversation.
He's not
can't
that.
be
That's
yeah.
why I said
There's
we gotta
no
tell
nice
the
way to
truth.
say these
He's not
I
things.
said that at the
that.
beginning of the
Yeah.
shit. We gotta tell the truth.
That's
Like,
what I said. There's no nice way.
Even
to
on
be
the
nice
new shit
about this.
that new shit he just dropped. I think he even referenced the bot shit. Like, shut your ass up
and I'm gonna go deeper.
get out of here.
Even the way he jumped on it with Drake to me was weird. Now we big, now we friendly, big at the Super Bowl. He seemed too happy, or maybe that's just my dark skinnedness. I was looking at it like this shit look weird to me. I'm not gonna lie.
We gotta clear it out,
was
bro.
weird.
This is hip hop, and it was in a state of emergency. Kendrick
Yes.
did the right thing, bro.
Saved
we were
us.
going down a terrible rap. This is our culture. This is all we got
all
as
we
black
got.
people. Not to be funny, like we don't have
Yeah.
history like that.
Yeah.
We really
This is
rely
history.
on this. This is our
Facts.
backbone, bro.
Yeah.
You can't just
This used
kill
to tell
this,
our
bro.
stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now
You
niggas
can't
is just telling
kill
stories.
this.
Ooh,
Yes,
boy.
yes.
Say that again. Say that
Yes,
again.
yes,
Hold on.
bro.
Say that again, Seth.
This hip hop used to tell our stories, and now these niggas are just
That's
telling
why I just
stories.
brought up to
They
you.
just
When
tell
people
the
be like,
story.
"Oh, you a gangster rapper?" No, this is real life.
Yeah, this is
Stop
what happened.
because you don't know.
However you-
Yeah,
however
you
you
don't have any
perceive it,
idea what's
there you
going
go.
on in our black world.
However you
this is
perceive it, you
really
perceive
real
it
life.
that
This
way.
is not fluff.
And then, no, go ahead.
So look, man.
You gotta keep it a bean on this subject because this is the culture we talking
Rich.
about.
This is
bro.
what he
Yeah.
does. He holds back, then he lets go.
This is the culture we
think
talking
about
about,
it,
bro.
Because I also don't want to take the show off the rails, right? Because we could get into, the whole whitewashing of just black history. And when I say whitewashing, not even just whitewashing, how the whole light skin, dark skin, all that plays a part. And I'm not saying on purpose. Like, I'm not saying J. Cole manipulated that in no way. I'm saying he stayed true to who his heart was in the beginning. He found fame talking about our plight. Let's just be honest. I'll never forget. And I was at Made in America right after Eric Garner got killed.
Yep.
And he came out.
He did that
How
record.
that song go? How it start? I don't want to wait.
What is that joint?
Because it's
It
not
wasn't
on
on no
nothing.
albums,
Yeah.
but it changed.
He even went
his
on. He went
whole
on Jimmy
trajectory.
Fallon and did that
Oh,
joint.
the Jimmy Fallon joint. I
Yeah.
know which one you're
Oh,
talking about.
but-
That shit.
I just want to take the chains off. Something like that. But anyway, my point is that right there put that nigga in a whole different light. Before that, he was the college kid with the college balls, and it was dope. Soon as he started that freedom writing, he turned up, and that's nothing wrong. I love him for that. I've always loved him for that. But that's not necessarily his background either.
All right, I'm gonna play. I'm shoot him some bail, son. Do you think that he doesn't even really know how far black trauma goes? Because there's a lot of people like that.
That's where I'm trying to go, but I don't know him. I don't want to say
Kendrick
that.
just knows the black plight too well.
This is-
I think J. Cole wanted to be a rapper. He was very good at it, and he knew to a certain extent. I don't think he really knew how
could he?
serious
That's the
this
question.
was.
How
because,
could he?
Because of privilege. Yeah,
His
privilege.
life, EB, listen, he calls me one day. He like, you saw a J. Cole movie? Whatever he had to think on HBO. I'm like, nah, I ain't watch that.
When his family popped on the screen.
Yeah. He said, I remember this. He said, J. Cole white? I'm like, no, he's not. He like, mom's a white lady. And he's like, and his brother looks like a white man. And this is not nothing about racial. It's just like,
It
we
is what
didn't
it
know
is.
this.
We've been
And
a fan of him.
He hit
That's
it.
what I was
He
gonna
hit
say.
it.
That's
the
what
fact
the
that he
problem
hit
is.
that. Yeah.
If that was just his plight
Yeah.
in his life, and
Yeah.
it's just what it was for people to be like, oh wow, and he's such a public.
I mean, I
person.
understand why he hit it though, because
Exactly. And-
Logic's career just died.
But then
like,
what makes it weird
off
though,
that type of stuff.
but at the same time, I want to take the chains off and you crying all that, and black people are like, oh, you telling our story.
He said.
But that's why I shot him some bail,
Am I
because I really
denied?
feel like
He meant it.
he
I mean,
wanted to believe,
Yeah,
Don't
but he
take
just
no
didn't
X-ray to see
understand
right
enough.
through. Smile.
Uh-huh.
He said, all I want to do is take the chains off. All you want to do is take the chains off.
niggas was made in America
And
about
be
the
free.
riot, my nigga.
I
All
think
I wanna
Drake
do
is a
is be
different breed
free.
because I think Canada doesn't even have that culture.
At all.
He doesn't even understand black culture.
Like Cole came
He don't care.
from, and even
he
that
doesn't care. You're right. He doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
You were saying how like in the movie, I didn't see the movie, so I don't want to misspeak. You correct me if I'm wrong. Like in the movie, you was like they were interviewing like dudes from like a certain like where he went to school at, and it was like he's not literally from the neighborhood where his high school was in.
So his mother sent him to a better school.
Right.
You know what I mean? On some like mad far away.
Right.
So he didn't have to be with the kids who cared about how good they dressed.
Right.
So he didn't have to be around the hood niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he kind of was always on some like, yeah, you know, like I'm so thankful like my mother did this for me.
Right.
And he tries to make it seem like black people, to say the least, we care too much about how we look and stuff
remember
like that.
when that was my issue with, we talked about on this song, on this podcast, that album. He says too many things. Now, we went there. He says too many things that are like at the core. At the core of us as black people, it don't align with us. No, I'll be the first one to tell you. You can look at me right now. I'm not about wearing names and designer brands, but I'm never gonna act like getting fly or that is a bad thing. It's a part of our culture. It's a part of who we are. That's hip hop. As you said, this is our history. This is who made us who we are. It's what made us move up in the world. So he says too many things that I know are not at the spirit of.
He knows how to rap good. He knows how to say things. And, you know, because we talk about that, we did Love Yours. It's better off when I was broke.
Cole.
He says better off. I think it was better when I was poor.
That was the line.
And then he has the interview saying, I would hate to be poor again. It's like, come on, what are you talking about then?
They're confused.
Yeah, I mean, don't say these things. Say one thing and say the other thing.
You don't understand the culture, bro.
That's a fact. It's
you don't
like
understand the culture. Like Lord Jamal said, Eminem is a guest. I think it's a few guests.
Right.
I don't think Eminem's
the great thing is
only
Eminem
guest.
accepts that he's a guest.
Facts.
That's the thing.
I think there are a lot more guests in this thing.
Yeah. Oh, see, message. How it goes.
Look, man. So let's talk about your music for a minute.
Yeah.
How would you compare your music to music that maybe J. Cole makes?
That's
a wild
he
question.
be doing that.
I'm interested in
That's crazy.
Because you're a very dope rapper. You got bars, you know.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, lyrical.
Right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's a lot more introspective and truthful. This is not a bird's eye view. This is first person. Yeah, you don't have
Call of Duty.
Yeah, this is right. It's right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's at your front door, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Within the words, same way how Kendrick is. Certain rappers you could just tell right away.
Yeah.
Jeezy said certain things. I'm like, yeah, you was doing
from
that.
it. You from the concrete.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a big difference. Like, I'm not gonna tell you 1 minute about me being a virgin passing a girl a letter, and then the next minute I'm talking about murders. That's just not me. Or my homeroom and class and books and stuff. And then I'm talking about murder. You can't do both.
And let's be clear, you're not saying that you're not smart, educated, but it's the perspective of what matters and where it's coming from.
It's my message and who I'm speaking to.
Right.
I can't speak to you, college student.
Right.
I can't speak to you, bookworm.
You ain't lived their life.
Because we come from two different worlds.
Right.
The things that I had to learn
You said bookworm?
were a little bit different. And I've read books, but I'm not a bookworm.
Right,
There's a difference, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And nothing wrong with bookworms.
Yeah.
Just not what
and I'm not those people say
Not
things
his
and it's
story.
like very contrary. Like I'm not a student of the game. No, this is we live this. This is ours.
Right.
I don't have to be a student. This is our thing. I wake up and I just emit.
I love that.
We talked about that.
I'm
The
not
hip hop thing.
studying.
Is it in us?
I'm not
you
studying.
You can't tell me
this.
about this thing.
I don't need no manual. I don't need anything. Anything that I do today could be considered hip hop because this is mine. Like,
I've said that. We creating it. Like everything I do, that's what this shit is.
Yeah.
Like I love our people. I love our culture. So everything that I do, I was made from the culture. So everything I do is the culture.
Yeah. People say a lot of things and they're not of it, bro. And it just shows. I'm saying.
Yeah. So like you got a lot of albums. Which one is your favorite album that you made?
My favorite is One Side Story. That's my favorite album.
Okay. Yeah, You know, my favorite was Free Lunch, man. I wish we could get that. I wish we could get that back.
I always say I'm gonna put it back up and stuff like that.
Man, Free Lunch.
That was a good one.
Free Lunch was, and that was the first one, I guess, when you came home and everything.
Yeah.
It just had this thing. It had the different type of pain, the storytelling. It was mean, and you're definitely still on that. Like, you know what I mean? But today we're actually gonna do a song from your album, Rhythm and Bullets.
My favorite album.
Yeah, we're gonna go to this. And the song we're gonna do, you know, strange enough, you know, we was talking about all of this believability and people rapping things that they, you know, you don't believe them. It's like when you rap it, you feel it. You know what I mean? People hear you. If they're from where you from, they understand. And even if they're not where you're from, they be like, damn, I believe exactly what he's saying. It sounds truthful. You know what I mean? So the song we're going with today is Non-Believer.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Non-Believer.
Okay.
You start off.
We thought about,
Go ahead. Go ahead. We got time. We got time.
It's not gonna matter because we talked about this last time. We should have him rap it, but now he's kind of on the spot, so I don't want you to mess it up.
Yeah, definitely gonna butcher it. That song is like mad detailed and in depth. Like,
Yeah, the flow is crazy.
Yeah,
the
the
flow is crazy. So, you know, I'm gonna try to land this thing.
that's a great song about what we were talking about.
You
'cause
feel
that
me?
song
It's
is
called Non-Believer.
It's directly about what we're talking about.
He said, niggas say they catching bodies. Look how quickly you believe them. Don't you know that we wear masks just to cover up our demons? Message to the other side. Hope you know we never even have no mercy for the weakest, even if you moving squeamish. Let's slow down. What made you write this song? Let's start from there. Well, what made you do this record, Non-Believer?
Oh, I'm in the crib and I'm often angry at people lying in their music.
Damn,
And not even in
like
music. It's just like with YouTube now, and it's just like we got so many culture vultures around. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you catch a hot song, and all of a sudden you got credibility. Like the game is so backwards now.
Right.
Like, there's no backstory. Once you get a number one, you can just do what you want. Like
Facts.
Yeah, it's terrible. I feel like it's exactly what you said. Nigga gets hot. I mean, you know, I don't want to come at a bunch of artists, but you know, niggas start turning in gangs. They was never in gangs before, and now they're gang members.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right now, they say Chris Brown is a high-ranked blood, is from what I'm hearing. And I don't know how that happens.
he made Ain't No Way, bro. And there's Ain't No Way I'm gonna buy that. I'm coming with that, bro. You make some of my favorite music, bro.
Ain't no way.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You didn't know it?
I didn't catch that.
Come on.
That was over my head.
All right, so niggas say they catching bodies. Look how quickly
You believe him.
all they gotta do is say it, and niggas be jumping like, "Oh, that happened.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
It didn't happen." Don't you know that we wear masks?
Just to cover up our demons. That's so heavy. We
Yeah.
can't just overlook that.
Facts. That's why I went back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why I want to say them slowly. You know, I had to get the flow off so people can understand he was in a pocket while saying this.
What do you think about when you hear that?
That's what I was getting at, bro. Because I like to hear what you think, because sometimes I'll mess up. You'll love the bar, and I'll ruin the shit for you.
Yeah,
Like,
nah. So, don't you know that we wear masks just to cover up our demons?
I
That's
said we for a
layered.
reason. Yep.
That's so layered.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like us being black men, you know what I mean, in this world that we live in. It's like when he says we wear masks, I don't picture us putting on an actual mask.
mask.
Yeah,
Not at all.
nah.
Not at
But
all.
we sometimes have to walk around and act nice or smile at
Cool
times.
pose, as Seth said the other day.
You know what I mean? Because of what we actually fought and the trauma that we grew up in, it's like we're angry black men.
Mm-hmm.
We have these demons inside of us, so we have to put on these masks every day.
And then the double on, well, it's the triple, but the double is also have this mask on because I'm trying to probably get something to cover up this pain and these demons. Right? So I'm out here doing whatever I'm doing because I have these demons on me. Right? So it's layered. Like, so it's figurative. It's like a metaphor, but it's also then just literal.
Right. And you know, I don't want to make this a racial thing. I don't know when you wrote this you had any races involved, but when you say, don't you know that we wear masks, right? You could obviously be just talking to a person who lived a more privileged life. A lot of times, white folks, right? But the next line is message to the other side. Hope you know we never even. That bar right there kind of puts things in a different perspective. Like, no matter what.
That makes the ball a whole nother level.
This is what I'm saying. No matter what, we will never be even. No
Why
matter
not?
what you try
Why
to
not?
get.
Why not?
Because you did too much.
Oh, you're saying, see, I wasn't even going there, but I like
Take
that
it.
too.
Take
So you
it.
keep going. What do you mean? I'm going to go there. But you go.
All right, so a message to the other side. Hope you know we never even. It's like y'all done did way too much to ever try to. You can't give us enough for me to feel like we good. All right, you gave me enough back. You know, we want how many acres in a mule? 40?
40.
Yeah.
40 acres in a mule?
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Son, he's tapped in.
Few
Nah.
real niggas left, but it's not enough. Yeah.
Come on, man.
So, but I'm looking at it back you talking about artists.
Yeah.
It's like we're not the same. Message to y'all, we can never be the
that's the-
same. Like I'm
Andres.
doing this different. I'm
Yeah.
doing this because this is me. You're
Yeah.
pretending.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
We're never even.
No matter what you do, we will never be
No
even.
matter what you do, no matter how
We'll
much you
never
rap
be
about, no matter
even.
how much you pretend, no matter how many
We
flags
can
you
never be
wear,
the same.
no matter how much money you get,
Yeah.
we'll never be
It
the
will
same.
never be you equal me.
We're not the same.
Never.
But then he's giving the
They
context
not like us.
as you continue on. He's giving the
Uh-huh.
context as to why, though.
Right. Then he goes
There's a
deeper.
I was gonna
Have
say
no
that.
mercy
I was
for the
gonna say
weakest.
that.
Yeah, there's a reason
Even
why.
if you moving squeamish. Now you know I'm Reaper and I'm always on the defense. Play it cool, but deep inside for the get back, I'm really
Hold
fiending.
on, slow down. I want to. Now this is a question
Talk
for
about
Veto. Now you know I'm Reaper and I'm always on the defense. I want you to talk about it a little bit. Like, what do you mean by that? And why would you always be on the defense? What do you mean by that?
Well, I think you guys are kind of, the jig is up. You kind of know that I'm speaking deeper than just ops and people from our neighborhoods.
Right.
It's kind of like, it's a battle between both. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Facts.
so when I say I'm on defense, I'm really kind of just protecting myself from both of these entities as it goes on.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And me playing it cool is, of course, the ultimate defense mechanism. You know what I'm saying?
But cool how?
Listen.
Like cool and calm, or cool like I'm not as dangerous as I seem.
Exactly.
Honestly, both.
Yeah.
But I want to your
yeah.
perspective
So
on
when
it.
I say play it cool, but deep inside, it's like I'm definitely acting as if I'm not as enraged as
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Inside,
Inside,
I'm fully
fire.
want revenge.
fire's
you know
burning.
what I'm saying?
Fire's
I'm
burning.
fiending. You know what I'm saying?
Fiending.
Yeah.
So how much all of this shit look to somebody like that when all of these niggas that they have no real fire in them is
Right.
out there pretending to be so fiery.
Yeah,
They're
fired
killing
up.
everything.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
doing.
Yeah.
You're not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm here on fire. And I'm sitting here trying to
Play it cool, but deep inside for
y'all
the
niggas
get
is
back, I'm
banging
really
tables
fiending.
and running around.
Get back, I'm fiending. I'm playing. it
Hold on, he
cool,
keeps
man.
going. No,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I'm
Get
off the
that.
deep end. Swim with the sharks, pick them apart. Tried to show us that he
This is
had guts, so
crazy.
they went for his hard. Explain that. Explain it to me. Explain that. Explain that to me, sir. Explain that to me, sir.
It was a
No, really, I'm off the deep end. Swim with the sharks, pick them apart. Tried to show us he had guts, so they went for his heart.
You know,
my
the deep
life is like a
end.
Sharks fan.
the deep end of a swimming pool.
Yeah,
you know, I
yeah.
started playing
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
water with the sharks,
Yeah.
and of course the organs. You know,
Yes.
you think you have guts
Yeah.
until we go for the heart.
That's so crazy.
But back to all these stands, fake ass fans and non-believers. That's your dog. Tell them I hush puppies like Arthur Treacher's.
Treacher's.
Your behavior
Bars.
been egregious. In agreement, we woke him like Regis. Spent the ticket and saw the steam. It felt like the cleaners.
Oh my god.
Yikes! It's a
Oh
lot.
my god.
It's a lot going on in
This is
here,
a lot.
man.
Egregious. I love the use of that word. Egregious is a good word.
Yeah, this is kind of like the widespread shot right here. This kind of those lines kind of apply to
Yeah.
any and
Yeah.
everybody, especially now. I flip it to the non-believers. It becomes personal now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I also like back. Cause we also this is a wordplay podcast. So I like this is you rapping too. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the hush puppies. You can look at it like I tell the dogs to be quiet. Just tell dogs. Just tell people be quiet. Keep them quiet. But all these creatures they have hush puppies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you know that I just like. like we were talking about the bars, right? Like we can be giving a message and you're clearly being very thoughtful and specific with what you're saying, but the artist in you, the rapper in you, the lyricist in you is gonna always give the bars.
Yeah.
Facts. Your behavior been egregious. In agreement, we woke him like Regis. Spent the ticket, then he saw the steam. It felt like the cleaners. Told my team this rated R ain't down to leave us in the Uber. PTSDing from Harold's and Beamers. You Kumar? I'm cool. I don't know what you said. You said
all right, you Kumar because I said Harold.
I know Kumar.
Right.
What did you say after that?
Harold and Beamers is a player on Menace Society. His name was Harold.
Okay, yeah.
And Harold and Kumar.
Yes.
You Kumar? I'm cool off. I'm cool off.
Cool off.
You
Okay.
talk.
I did.
Cool off.
I wrote cool off, but I wasn't sure if you said, all right. Yeah, I wrote it. I just wanted to be clear. You Kumar, I'm cool off. You do talk, you gulag. They couldn't find the glitter glove, so when caught.
I moonwalked.
Beautiful. That's art.
Yeah, that's artistry right there.
Yeah.
That's next level
Yeah.
stuff. Like, this is so good. But back to these things, I want to go back so bad.
No, we can do that. Where do you want to go back to? Let's talk about it.
You know what I like? I almost like, because like you said, you took aim at the fans now.
Mm-hmm. Back to
all these stands and fake ass fans and non-believers. Yeah. That's your dog. So like you aligned with him, and that's what we've been talking about from the beginning. Like our culture hasn't done that. We've allowed, and this is not just in rap music, it's just black culture. We allow others to do whatever they want, even at our own demise. We don't call people out. We want everybody to win. We don't want to hate. We don't want to, but to protect the culture, sometimes you gotta call people out.
That's the problem with the situation of wearing the mask.
Right.
Sometimes you wear that shit so long and you so well behaved to the point where you lose it. You lose that who you really are, bro. And you just start being cool across the board, and you don't even got it in you no more to draw a line. You know what I'm saying?
Until the shit eats at you so deep that it's forced to come out of you. Pause. Like, and I think about that, like with Kendrick, like
you exploding Killer Man.
I became a huge. I think I became even a deeper Kendrick fan when I felt like I emotionally aligned with him on Mr. Morale. Like the feeling of like, damn, my culture that I love sucks, and I'm a part of it. Like I believed in a lot of this nonsense, and I perpetuated this stupid shit. And now you see where he's at. He's like, well, fuck all of that. Now it's time for some straightening. It's time to straighten this thing out. Party gotta die. Because y'all done pushed me to the brink and made me hate myself. But it's not me. Y'all, I've been playing cool. I've been letting y'all just do y'all thing.
You made me hate the thing that I love so much because y'all are the face of it and you're a part of it.
Right.
So I hate it now.
And now I gotta get rid of you so we can restore order.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the first verse. Now let's get into the second verse here. Niggas say they really trapping. Look how quickly you believe them. Only reason we so crack is to cover up all the.
That was so
creases.
crazy. That was. Oh, I'm sorry. Yikes! To cover up a crease, crack in the ground. It's like that's like a crease, but that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Ever been in the presence of a motherfucker that's fiending? It's annoying like a bitch that just can't decide what she eating. Y'all annoying like a newborn baby that started teething. Lying with a smile, Packers fans, capping and cheesing. I love it.
Caps.
I love
the
it.
hats. It was cheese.
They're lying with smiles on their face.
Yes.
Cheesing. Capping. Lying, smiling.
Cheese heads. The Packers, they wear the cheese.
Yeah. Lying, smiling, cheesing, capping.
Yeah.
Smiling,
All that.
cheesing, lying, capping.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
That's, what's his name? What's my boy? What's the nigga that made the
I said that, man.
Son, where's your party at?
I can't think of it. Look, cause like lying. Wow. Anyway, go ahead.
We not the same, y'all plain. I be dapped in the meanest. Oil and water never mix like the crack when it's conceiving. I been a heathen. All them stories you tell is misleading. Calling audible. Play action to D's was misreading. If I miss one thing about jail, I miss
The D's were misreading. Are you kidding me? Hold on, bro.
Calling audible. Play
Still
action.
in a football scheme.
Hell yeah.
He's
nasty.
still in a scheme.
Nasty. Nasty.
Yep. From the Packers.
Nasty.
He's still lying. Packers. Those are football teams.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my Jesus. This is
Yup.
ridiculous.
If he misses one thing about Joe, he just finished talking about how he read a lot of books.
Yeah.
Bookworming though.
No.
I went
But if
to a
it's-
different school.
Read some books though.
If I miss one thing about jail, I miss reading. I'm too busy. Gotta watch for the youngins. That's mischievous. If your chain gleaming, they ribs touching, your brain bleeding. Now you like them girls singing "Sent to the Sky" from Twin Ninas.
Nina's
That's a bar.
They're twins, by the way. If y'all didn't know, if you're not from New York or you don't follow them so closely, those girls are twins.
Yeah.
Who
Nina
y'all
Sky.
never knew. Y'all ain't do. What did I right here? Do good. You knew. I wrote
Who
something.
y'all
wrong.
never knew y'all.
You
Don't
knew.
do gold, you knew Paul.
Yep. Who y'all? Never knew y'all. Don't do golf. You do
Golf.
Paul.
That's what I
golf.
wrote it
Yeah.
wrong.
That's why.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Golf
that's
is
why I'm
Paul,
like I
yeah.
Now
confused
it
me.
makes sense.
That's
yeah.
why I wrote Paul because I knew it was golf. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do golf.
But
You knew Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They rushed the crib looking for Coke and found some Pepsi.
So I moonwalked. Michael Jackson reference.
reference.
Yeah.
Back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you put a song together, put bars together, and paint this beautiful picture for the people that's into this culture.
This is legendary.
Come
It's
on,
legendary
man.
raps. I got a question though. I want to go back to one thing you missed about jail. You missed reading. Talk about that a little bit. I mean, I don't know how literal you mean that, or
Nah,
that's
that was
but,
a
like,
literal bar. You know what I'm saying?
So tell me a little bit about like reading and what that meant to you, or means to you now still.
In jail, you got a lot of downtime, a lot of free time. So when you back in the world, it's very hard to like read the amount we read in there. Like we in
Right.
there clearing books in a day, and out here you be lucky if you get a couple chapters. And like life is too fast. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I said that I miss reading, but I'm too busy. Got to
Right.
watch for the youngest. They're mischievous.
What did you think reading, if you were able to do the same type of reading, what do you think that does for you, or could do for you if you were
Like
reading
as
at the
an
same
MC
clip?
or just as a person?
Just a person.
I believe reading gives you a different type of calm and a different type of patience. Yeah.
Right. I heard somebody say, I forgot who said this. You gotta have, I'm gonna lose the word. The stamina for reading.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely.
So like, and you gain stamina
Absolutely.
by reading.
By reading. Yeah.
As
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
For that calm, for that patience, for that.
Definitely.
There's a lot of
It's
people
an
that start
exercise,
books and don't finish
Can't
them.
finish
them.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
It's an exercise. I bought books from Barnes and Nobles and I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? I got through like the first couple of the chapters.
Right.
I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Because before I would read a whole book in a day, like with ease. Like,
Right.
and understand it. Like,
Right,
that's another thing. The
Right. 'cause
comprehension level.
sometimes you got to read something more than once to even understand it. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a different thing when you could just read it and understand it on the first go.
Facts, bro.
I just want to make sure everybody was clear about him saying he called an audible play action the D's for misreading.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean-
thinking, defensive ends, defensive tackle. These are like the
The
D's.
detectives, the defense, yeah, all of that.
Detective, defense, and
multi-layered, yeah.
football.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
it's
I just want to
layers.
make sure everybody got that because
Layers.
that was crazy.
Layers.
So, what is your favorite part of this song? Normally, it's crazy. We don't get to always talk to the artists.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, what?
I got two favorite bars. The opening bar is definitely my favorite with the mask. But Nina Sky joint, nobody ever even got that until we said it just now.
That's crazy.
They don't have any idea that when I say you sent to the sky from Twin Ninas, they just think I'm
they
just like,
catch it.
oh, it's just gun, it's just threatening, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Nina
So
Sky.
now,
Yeah,
Like,
you
I'm a
like
big
them
Nina
girl
Sky fan
singers.
too. Though.
Yeah.
Sent to
Like
the
you said,
sky.
I think it's a New York thing.
Yeah.
Like we automatically hear Sky, Nina. We can
Yeah,
put that.
yeah,
we
that's
can
what-
put that
to me, I was
together
like, oh,
so
nigga,
That's
fast.
a New York thing.
Not
Yeah.
a lot of people like that bar was like definitely under the radar for mad long.
That's
bro.
fire. That's fire.
But yeah, the wordplay in this is
next
really
level. It's
is
elite.
really crazy, bro. Like just to start from how quickly you believe him, cover up all the creases. The motherfucker that's fiending can't decide what she's eating. Started teething, capping and cheesing. Dapped in the meanest, crack when's conceiving. I've been a heathen. All the stories you tell are misleading. What? Calling audible, play action, the deeds was misreading. If I miss one thing about jail, I miss reading.
Misreading.
Come on.
Misreading and misreading.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Yo.
Yeah. He did his
Niggas
big one,
gotta
didn't
stop, bro. They gotta stop. I don't need no reaction. Niggas say, hold it down, hold it
shit
down.
is different.
But even like it's also, you know, as an artist, as a rapper, we understand it's like just like how one thing is leading you to the next. Like, so when you say she can't just how she eating and teeth, and two different things, but eating and then teeth, and then they go to Packers and cheese.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's like a food scheme.
Yeah, you build that bridge. You build that bridge.
Football scheme.
Yeah.
My fault. It's a food scheme into a football scheme, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's bananas, man. But I do also want to go back to the crack and the creases line. Because cover up all the creases is wild, because like I've never heard a nigga call the crack and the sidewalk creases, but it makes sense to call it that.
Yeah, it was an analogy. Like creases is basically everything that you're covering up everything wrong in your life. But we sold crack to cover that up. The poverty, you know, our environment.
The spaces, the gaps.
Yeah, we sold crack just to cover up all the creases.
Those gaps.
To be able to
in
present
our
ourselves in a manner where it's like, don't look at that.
But that's why I say, you say you trapping, look how quickly you believe them. Because, you know, in hip hop, everybody's the plug.
That's disgusting, bro. I'm getting goosebumps.
Hip hop is really like a place where everybody's like the man in every story. And I'm telling you that on my journeys of selling crack, it was a survival thing. I never had the best phone. I never had the most money off of drugs. I'm trying to really survive. And it was not all shits and giggles. This shit was really, 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 really little bit of money sometimes. To the point where it's like, what's the point? Go to McDonald's, bro. You probably would have had a better check at the end of the week. You know what I'm saying?
And then the analogy of crack to fill creases, though. Because the creases, I'm just stuck on the ground.
Yeah.
The creases are cracks, like you step on crack. So the creases are the crack, but the crack is bad. So you're using something negative to cover up other negative things. It's wild. It's an unwinnable game almost.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I start off the verse with niggas say they really trapping. Look how quickly you believe them. Because usually it's a happy moment.
Right, and you can't really, and that's not
we weren't
winning some game.
There's a million people in the hood that have sold drugs. We weren't all weren't all very successful drug dealers.
Frank Lucas.
Yeah, everybody tells their story, and it turns out to be.
We talk about this all the time.
They're very successful.
Highlight reel. Yeah. That's what niggas give. They never give the 100 bad times before the 101st time that the shit went good.
I also want to give you credit because you kept a structure. You kept the same structure, like kind of in flow from first verse to the second verse, and made them different, which is crazy.
That was purposefully done.
I know that, but I want to give you credit for it because I know you had. I don't know. I'm gonna ask this first. Was it like you was trying to do? You was like, I would really love to make this happen like that.
No, it was purposely done because I felt like people was non-believers. So I'm going to show you that I could keep the same rhyme scheme 2 verses straight. It was like a bragging skill thing.
Almost.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, if I pull this off.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
I say that all the time. I'll be like...
because you could have got out of that at any point.
Yeah, you could have easily took the low road on the second verse.
This is why when we talk about, like, niggas who really can rap, right?
Yeah.
Like, I do things all the time in rap, and I'm like, niggas probably don't even care.
Right.
But I care that
that's also
you
the
don't know what I put into it to do this.
Man.
And I think that's also the culture, right? Because you're doing it for yourself, but also niggas who respect this see it. We notice it. Like, you saw what he just did.
Yeah.
Capping, cheesing, lying.
That's the best feeling in
That's
the world.
Crazy.
When people actually break down your balls and they care about them. That's why.
Look, this is why this is the show that we here to do this for, to give niggas they flowers, these lyricists, these written stuff they doing is crazy.
And I know we gotta go, but I know you liked it, but I just want to keep lying. What was it?
Is that your favorite part?
No.
Okay.
Mine is misreading the D's. That's what ridiculous. D's misreading. Capping, cheesing, lying, smiling is crazy.
Seth.
So So I don't wanna give a one particular favorite part.
Okay.
I think that he does a lot of heavy lifting throughout his writing and presentation of, like, whenever he raps, I think he does a lot of heavy lifting that might go unnoticed to people who are not paying attention to the work he's putting into it. And I just want to say that I think that it's fire that the authenticity that comes through with what you're doing, and then the high level, because a lot of times it's a sacrifice.
It's one or the other.
Somebody's telling them shit that's felt so well, and it's like the bars ain't that good, or you get your J. Cole's and your Drake people that can deliver these whatever kind of bars, but it's like whatever they saying, you're like blah. I think that he pulls off both of them, and that's why it's important. What you do is important. I always
Good
fuck
looks,
with,
bro. I appreciate that, son. No
I think
dig.
it's important.
Listen, man, I can't tell you my favorite part because both of these verses are really, really, really fucking good. But yeah, man, just like I said, that whole scheme, that whole just doing that for 2 verses. You know what I mean, obviously you threw some other shit in there. Back to all these stands, fake ass fans. Like the flows is just too mean. Bars is mean. Flows is mean. I loved it. This shit is crazy. Do you have your verse? Do you think first verse better than second verse? What do you think?
I think first verse is better than second verse to me. Because I felt like out the gate, I always do that to myself. The message is so urgent to me that I'm fiending.
You can't bury the lead.
Yeah, I'm fiending to speak about it. But I feel like I saved myself by wrapping it up with both Michael Jackson lines.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, man, this was another episode of Verse to Verse. Shout out to Veto Corli. Tell them where they can find you.
Everywhere, Veto, VETO _Corli, CORLI, man. Check it out.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Go listen to the albums. Got an album coming soon.
I got an album dropping this month.
Let's do it. Big U, James Rich. Enough. We out of here. It's me. Handsome. Some good stuff there.
Yes, sir. This next level. Non-believers.
Biting my style, I hope they got dental plans. So get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dope. Get that pure dope. Go get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure